Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk about how to kill our character if they fall off the map, respawn them, and then implement something like a live system so they can have a couple of chances in case they die too many times. So by the end of the video you should have something like this. When we fall down, it's going to fade out and then spawn our character right back where our player start is. We're going to fall down. Cool, my character has 3 lives. I'm gonna jump off one more time. And there he goes. So all I want right now is for it to just say game over in the top left and then delete our character. We'll add logic later to switch to a game over screen or whatever. So to begin, we need to open up our player character. Here is the code for how I'm going to implement death in this one. So if you want to just grab this real quick, you can. If you want me to explain every bit of it, you can do that right now. I'm going to delete this. So that little red blueprint is called a custom event. So I'm going to create another one called custom event. I'm going to call it death. Custom events are just like methods in C# for Unity, we've already talked about. Same exact thing, for the most part. So what I want to do when our character dies is subtract from the lives, then check if that was their last life, and if it was, to delete them and say game over. But if they still have lives, I want to fade the camera out, teleport them back to the player start, and then fade the camera back in, let the character play. So cool. So to start off with, we need to create a lives variable. So I already have one here, but you can just hit plus to create a variable. You'll call it lives and you'll change it to an integer. When you finish, you can drag it out, get. So whenever this method is called, or this event, I'm going to immediately subtract from my lives because I know I want him, he died. And then I'm going to take the result and compare that and see, is it greater than 0? And if it's greater than 0, that means that we still have lives. So when I branch off of this, the logic to respawn and do all the camera work is going to be off of true. And so this is going to be the longer node. And then for false, meaning that was his last life, all we want to do is print a string that says game over, and then I want to destroy my character. Okay, so I like to model or write my branches so that the longer node is going to be on true and the shorter node is going to be off of false. Okay, so sometimes you have to change up whatever you're comparing over here, but that's just how I like it. You don't have to do that, just as long as you're consistent. So off of true, the first thing I want to do is, or for now, is to set actor transform. So for all intents and purposes, this is just going to be the thing that teleports our character from down below in the clouds all the way over to the spawn point. And this transform contains the location, rotation, and scale of the spawn point. So this is the location they're going to teleport to, what rotation they're going to be at when they get teleported, and then what scale, so the size. And we pretty much never want this to change. I'm going to recombine that. Now I want to teleport to this, my player start. So if you don't have one, make sure you click this little cube, basic, drag in a player start. But you only want one. So if it says 2 right here, that means you already have one. Probably. You can just check right here. Just type player start and I've got one. If yours is empty, then you don't have one. You need to make one. Put it wherever you want your player to start when the level begins. So I need a reference to this player start in my custom character so that I can teleport to it. And to do that, I need to use begin play. So begin play is like start in Unity. Okay, it just runs right at the beginning. As soon as this blueprint exists in the world, it's going to run that first before it runs anything else. So I'm just going to type begin play. If you already have one, it'll teleport, it'll move your camera to where it is. If you don't, it will make one. So I already have one. It's right here. And this is what we're going to want to have. So I'm going to, so event begin play, I want to get actor of class. This is the same thing as find object of type in Unity. Get actor of class is the same thing. What class do I want to get? Player start. Make sure you do this, okay? If this is empty, you're going to get a lot of errors later, okay? So this needs to say player start in here. And then you're going to right-click this node and choose promote to variable. And then I called mine player start reference. So it'll create this node here, and it'll pop up right over here. Cool. I'm gonna compile. Let's go back down here. So then the transform. So I have my reference to the player start. So I want to get that, and then I want to grab its transform, and I want to hook those up. So I want my character to spawn back at wherever the spawn point is. And I can demonstrate that in a moment. So now we have some simple logic to teleport back when we die. We need something to kill our player. So I'm gonna control space, make a new blueprint, actor, BP underscore, call it kill zone, call it kill box, call it kill floor. Kill floor is probably the best, but it's okay. Add a component, just want a box collision. I'm gonna make sure I have my box selected, go to box extent, not scale, the box extent, and change this to about 30,000. And then 200 on the Z. That says only 3,000, 30,000. So that is gonna be more or less the size of our map. Wanna click the box on overlap begin. I'm going to take the other actor, cast to custom character, or whatever your character is called, and then I just want to call death, which is that custom event we have been making. This right here. So it's calling that. So whenever I overlap with that kill box, whatever's on this is going to happen, which is I'm going to subtract from my lives, and then teleport. Now you need to make sure when you click on lives here that this value is not 0. Okay, it defaults to 0. Can't remember if I told you that already, but this is really important because you'll be kind of lost. So click on your lives variable. Make sure this is just not some number higher than 0. Okay, I'm doing 3 so that my character has 3 lives. I'm going to go to my kill zone. Looks good. I'm going to drag it into the level. So kill zone. And I'm going to put it at 0, 0, negative 5,000. Cool. Now I can zoom out and I can see my kill zone. Pretty much covers my whole level. I can maybe move it over a little bit, and that's good right there. And it's way too high. Oh, because it's only negative 500 and not negative 5,000. There we go. Cool. So that's low enough, I think. We're not really ever going to go to the silent, but I'll move it up some. Cool. So that works. Let me delete my other kill box that I made before this. So kill box is no good. Kill zone is in. So I'm going to go back to my custom character. I'm going to play. Cool. This is an error from the one I've already made, so let's just delete that. We're good. Okay, I'm going to hit play. I'm going to jump off, and it should teleport me back up. Cool. That's it. Now that's a little jarring to just be like teleported back up. So I want to add in a little bit of a camera fade so it's a smoother transition. Okay, the logic of respawning is not enough. We need to make it need to make it feel good. Okay, nobody wants to play a game where you just teleport back up when you die, right? I've seen plenty of those. and they're not fun. So right here is where I teleport. So I want to fade before I teleport and then after. So I'm going to make myself a little bit of room here. I want to add some notes. First thing I need to do is get the camera controller. No, the camera something. Camera manager. Get camera manager. And then I want to start a fade. Cool. So from alpha to alpha, what does all that mean? I'll show you. I'm going to click this color. We have RGB and alpha. So check the new box right here. Right now it's at alpha 1. If I go back to alpha 0, it's transparent. Okay, so I want it to start transparent and then fade in to, I want it to fade into white because we're in the sky and the clouds and it looks cool. So I'm going to start from alpha 0 and over 1 second transition to 1. Okay, so alpha of 0 to alpha of 1 over 1 second. Cool. If you have some sound that you want to fade it out, you could just select that. So I want it to fade over a second and then teleport. Currently, right now, it's going to start the fade and then teleport immediately within the same frame or the next frame or whatever. So I'll be back up at the top ready to go, but then it's going to fade out for a second. So to keep that from happening, I'm going to do a little delay of 1 second to match the duration, as long as these numbers are the same. If you want to be super accurate, you can just make a variable, but I'm not going to change this later, so 1 second's fine. So I'm going to start a camera fade, so it'll last the whole second, so the screen will be completely white. Then I'm going to teleport my character, and then I need to do this again. You can select a node and hit Control D to make a duplicate copy. Let's do this. I'm going to drag the camera manager over into there. Do a reroute node so it looks pretty. Can't have sloppy looking code. Organize you a little bit. That looks decent enough. And I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to go to 0 over 1 second, and the color is still white. Cool. So that's it. That's going to be the whole thing. Let me double check here, make sure I got everything. But yeah, that's going to be it. Now we just clean up our code a little bit. Something like that. And cool. So lives, we subtract. If we're completely dead, it says game over and we destroy ourselves. If not, we're going to fade out for a second, teleport, and then fade back in. Let's give it a try. Oh, come on, I can't even fall. Oh my gosh. The collision box is pretty bad. And cool. Nice fade out. Fades to white because we're in the sky. Looks cool. You can do whatever color you want, but I like it. Now that's not jarring at all. Could it be better? Maybe, but I think that's pretty good without any sound or anything. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.